Hi, I'm Nate Anderson. I'm the General Manager for Uber in East Africa.
Nate, when did you come to Nairobi?
I came to Nairobi officially in January of 2016, but I was able to spend some time in the market 6 months beforehand in June when we launched Cash.
So the business launched in January?
The business launched in January of 2015 and then ran for 12 months before I came into the market in January of 2016.
Okay, so how has the business been going?
We've been so excited by the growth in Nairobi so far. It's been one of those markets at Uber that we've said we wish we would have launched it earlier. And I think it really goes to that level of tech adoption in the city and really feeds into the Silicon Savannah nature. But we've been just so excited about our rate of growth here.
And it's quite an unusual market for Uber in the sense that it's one of those markets that has been trialing Cash.
Yeah, so I think one of the exciting things for Nairobi is one of the very first markets to launch it. And so that was in June of 2015. And so essentially Hyderabad, India is the first market, quickly followed by Nairobi is the second. And those were the only two markets we really tested in the beginning, and it served as a basis for Uber to launch Cash in now over 30 countries globally.
And it's working well?
Very well. Cash is something that really unlocked that rider experience, and something that we always talk about at Uber is how do you make a trip a very magical experience? And something as we started to further ingrain ourselves into Nairobi, we started to realize that credit card isn't always the best option, right? We need to enable ways to pay with cash, to pay with mobile money, and so that really serves as that basis and has really helped accelerate a lot of our rider growth and enable us to create more economic opportunities for driver partners.
And how many riders and how many drivers have you got at the moment?
So in May, we were really excited to announce that we enabled over 1,000 economic opportunities for driver partners. And at that time, we had over 100,000 riders opening the app every single month looking to get a ride.
And you're going to be going into, you're already in 4 cities, and you're going to be going into more. Tell me about all of that.
Yeah, so, and this kind of goes back to the growth in Nairobi, and we were so excited that it was able to serve and really validate the East African market, that in March of this year we launched Mombasa, and then June was Dar es Salaam and Kampala. And what we've seen in the growth of those cities have mimicked Nairobi and really really overperforming our original expectations. And so we're just really excited about the other potential markets we could go into in the rest of East Africa.
And why do you think those markets have been overperforming? What's in the water? What's in the air here?
I think it's just a really open nature to adopt new technologies. And we saw this in Kenya, obviously, with M-Pesa a few years back. But when something like Uber comes in, that's just so transformational to the city. And if you have a group of people that are used to transformational technology, changing the way that people move and operate, it becomes easier for a transformational company to succeed. And so it's that rate of openness and tech adoption that really has allowed us, I think, to over-index expectations.
Over 12 months?
Over 12 months,
yeah.
Yes.
And usually here, you've got a lot of competitors.
Yeah.
Describe that situation vis-a-vis other countries and the kinds of competitors you've got here.
No, absolutely. I think, first of all, it's a huge testament to Nairobi and to Kenya that they can encourage so many tech companies to come in here and want to build businesses.
Yes.
Right, and at the end of the day, Uber loves competition. Uber wants to promote open, transparent, competitive marketplaces where everyone is really fighting to add the most value to riders and drivers, and that's what Uber's main focus is. So instead of focusing on how to compete against a competitor, we're always trying to figure out how can we add more value to the riders that use the platform and the drivers that use it to earn a living.
And lastly, talk about the ethos of the company. You and I were talking earlier, and you were telling me that you have a fantastically small number of staff here. How does this work?
Yeah, so we have essentially 4 staff in Kenya, 2 in Dar es Salaam, 2 in Kampala, and these small teams really allow Uber to be nimble, right? And I think when you come into a city, you need to always be able to move and adjust with every new thing that comes out. And Uber really has this idea of small, lean teams really grinding hard and really working to celebrate the city and help people move. And so it's been fun to be able to make such an impact with such a small team. And it's really a big hats off to the team members in Uber East Africa for really making this happen.
And you've been doing an UberEats product in South Africa. Is that something that will go outside South Africa, or is that just that size of market?
No, absolutely. So I think what we realize is, UberEats came about because after we started moving people from A to B, we said, what else could we move? right? And so food was definitely one option. The other one is business packages. But I think what we've seen now is a big increased investment in food delivery and UberEats in EMEA and really globally for Uber. Nairobi's been a test market for many things in the past, and so I think that could probably be the best indication that we would love to have UberEats here, and it's definitely something that we're considering and evaluating at the time. But I think the other thing to note too is this: we've been really excited about how it's even picked up in Johannesburg after just such a short period of a couple of weeks, and it really shows that there is a need for this and there is going to be a market in the sub-Saharan African markets.